Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today we're going to talk about the high PPI. Does this mean that this rally is over? Are we in for a larger correction? And just possibly, was this just a little dip and now we're going to rebound? Or perhaps it's all over and we need to pack our bags and take our profits. I hope you all had some stop losses set anyway. But of course, before we get into that and all the charts and a whole bunch more, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, does help support the channel. And if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button and you'll get these daily updates. So let's have a quick look. First of all, we had the PPI numbers came in way higher than expected, a big jump. And of course, that does bring fears that possibly the CPI numbers that will come in from August, which will be revealed in September, will be a lot higher. And maybe the possibility of a rate cut won't be as strong, okay? But however, let's just look at the charts. And what we can see here is Bitcoin, a bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. That is confirmed. Now, of course, what do we need to do? We need to get back above and close back above here and essentially make a new all-time high there, or technically, it looks, the probability is that there would be some more downside there. Of course, there will usually a little bit of a dead cat bounce or a relief rally. We did find some support on the 20 EMA on the daily there, and it does also look like of course, the CME gap. What did I say about these gaps? They get closed, and they get closed more often than not, sooner rather than later. This one only took about 4 days to close. The previous one took almost 3 weeks, or around 3 weeks to close over there. You can see, and there's the CME gap over there. So that looks to be closed. Now, that doesn't mean that, oh, now we're going to go up. Of course, we could, but we also could have a little bit more to the downside. Really, if we did lose the 20 EMA, as you can see over here on the daily, we did spend a few days under it and then managed to come back up on the news of the 401k and crypto being able to be added to the 401k. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Of course, we do have the 50-day moving average down at 112,000, and that was some solid support. So there you go with the Bitcoin chart, and it's holding the 20 EMA on the daily at the moment. It's just poking its head above. And again, this is my line in the sand here. It's currently at, 118,830 is the 9 EMA on the daily. And when it's below that, it's bearish. And when it's above that, it's bullish. And good things happen there, as you can see. Once it gets above that 9 EMA and stays above it, acts as support. When we lose it and go below it, then that's when you can flip to short there, of course, for Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on that. We want to check out Bitcoin dominance. Now, of course, now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 daily closes below the 50-week moving average. Remember, we identified that this hadn't happened since December of 2024, when most of the altcoins topped out and Bitcoin dominance stayed below or closed below only about 5 days. So this is the most that this has happened for this entire bull run. In fact, it's only the second time in December that happened. And of course, while we stay below the 9 EMA, which is at 60.16%, but is moving down, that is still bullish. I'd like to see it break this key level here, the key support level. This is 59.37. Look how it's held as support. I did identify this level for you all a couple of days ago, and I said keep an eye on this level, because if it couldn't break through, then the altcoin move could stall, and that's exactly what happened. We've seen the altcoin stall and drop down. And of course, if this starts to push back up and get above the 9 EMA and then above the 20, which will come down below the 50 and then below the 50, then obviously that will be all over. But coming back and retest, you see what happens that when it lost the 9 EMA, it retested, rejected, broke through, had a bit of a fake out, came down, retested, rejected. So I would actually expect at some point for us to come up and retest there, and we're either going to break back through or reject. And obviously, if we broke back through, we could see another fake out situation here and then continuation. This is the area here. If we go above the 50-week moving average, we've created a new higher high. And so if we were to come back up and make a higher high, then that could signal a trend shift there. Now, the altcoin market is not looking too bad. It's maybe if you're looking at your altcoins, are not looking so good. Hopefully you had some stop losses there and you were able to get out of those positions there. Total 2, as you can see, there's the 9 EMA on the daily. Down there at 1.57 trillion. Again, if we were to lose that level, I expect that we'd get a red dot reversal signal there. And if you're not already out of your alts, that might be a time to jump out, okay, of your altcoins there. And if we look at USDT dominance there, again, this was the one that I showed you over here at 3.8%. I'll show you why. The good news is we've come up against the 9. Look what happens. We go below the 9, we come up, retest, reject, 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 and this is good for the market. Obviously, if people are selling the crypto into USDT, this is going to push through. But at the moment, we might come all the way down to 3.8%. Why do I call 3.8% a little bit of a warning sign? Because you can see here, the last 2 times we came down there, these were the 2 big altcoin rallies that we had. March of 2024, where it topped out and then the market capitulated, and the December when it topped out and the market capitulated. So we might have one more push down. Once we hit 3.8%, the warning bells should go off. Please make sure you have USDT dominance, and I would put an alert there in your trading view to be alerted as soon as this target, or it gets near to this target. And it got very close there at 3.97%. So it doesn't mean that we have to actually come down and touch it, by the way. We are pretty close, and this could all be over sooner rather than later. And of course, some people think the bull run, I'm going to talk about this in a future episode when I consider the bull run to be finished. Remember, historically, the bull run usually finishes about 500 days after the halving. That would be September 1st. And I'm not saying that it will be finished September 1st. Some people believe it will be October. And I'll tell you why there's a strong possibility actually also that October should be considered as well. We're not going to do that in this session today, and I'm going to cover that in a future session next week. Okay, now I did want to share a trade setup that I gave yesterday. Now this was a trade that I gave for all of you to be able to get in yesterday on the show. The show was called, "Is it finally time to buy this stock?" That was what the show was called. Is it finally time to buy this stock? And the stock that I was talking about was none other than United Health. Okay, now I've been watching on YouTube as influencers were shilling this. Oh, you got to buy this, you got to buy this. And it was just a dip that kept dipping and kept dipping and kept dipping. And people would ask me about it. I was like, nope, I'm not buying, I'm not buying, I'm not buying, I'm not buying. And then all of a sudden, what did we get? We got the tribal trades indicator fired off, and that piqued my interest. And then, of course, we saw it cross the 9 EMA. So I gave this trade in here on YouTube yesterday and in the Tribal Trades Discord. Look, there we go. One indicator to rule them all. But I was particularly interested on the weekly time frame. Boom, there we go. Now, where do I think this could possibly potentially get back to? Well, look, we're going to have some resistance on the way, and we're already above the 50-day moving average there. And then, of course, we've got other resistance levels, the 200-day moving average at 444. I think it can absolutely get back to there. And then the 50-week moving average at 463, and then the 200-week moving average up here at 495. I will be surprised if we didn't come back and get a retest there. And of course, the news that broke after hours yesterday was that Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway had been acquiring United Health there. And so obviously that led to some bullishness there. But we had already made money before that. We had already been in and out of the trade a few times over the last couple of days. in the Tribal Trades Discord, and we had been trading the stock not as UNH, and you can, by the way, UNH, and you could have taken a position and just bought UNH, but I like the ETF UNHG because that gives me 2x the returns. And of course, we gave this in the Tribal Trades Discord a few times. We gave it, first of all, a lot lower. It pumped up, took profits, got out. And then, of course, we were able to get in it again. Just look at this beautiful Tribal Trades indicator again. We got in it again and had a massive move to the upside there. And so it took a beautiful move, and I actually took profits there, and I was in the Discord during this time. And then while the market was in the extended hours, I recognized that there was a wee little bit of a bull flag here pattern. And so we took another trade. So that's the third trade. We had one over here that went up and popped, made some money. The second one was a great move and took profit on that and closed that position, and then reopen a new position on the breakout of this bull flag here, this bull flag pattern. I identified that and I shared that in the Discord, and of course loaded up, expecting that when the pre-market opened this morning at 4 a.m. that this would pop. And boy, did it pop here, and so we loaded up here again. I actually made this a much bigger position than the one that was down here. And I expected that a lot of people that hadn't able to have taken this trade would FOMO in at 4 a.m. And absolutely, that's what happened. As you see, here's the 4 a.m. candle. And then I was able to take profit on that position there. And now, just before I came on, I took a new position down here, just around the 20 EMA on the 15-minute time frame there, which is sitting at about 16.43 there. Of course, another place to take the trade is $16.59 to see if we'll get an explosive opening. Now, of course, if it goes the other way and we drop down, then I'll look to stop out of that position and minimal loss there. So that works out fine. And of course, huge gains, 1, 2, 3 whopping trades. And remember, go watch yesterday's video if you didn't watch it. I gave this trade for all of you yesterday. You all could have had an opportunity to get in this trade off the 9 EMA on the 1 hour there. There were multiple opportunities during the day to get in that trade. Okay, so that one worked out absolutely beautifully. And let's go to the Discord here. And I love this here. Absolutely amazing. The rack there. My biggest win so far, Tribal Trader, absolutely crushed it with the United Health trade that I gave, the biggest win so far, and absolutely fantastic. And I was like, there's a saying in the Discord, gotta risk it for the biscuit. You gotta be in it to win it. Those who are taking the trades are making the money. I'm giving these stock plays and crypto plays every day in the Tribal Trades Discord. How can you join the Tribal Trades family, I call it? Well, there is a link below in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button and that will pop out, and then you can sign up and get on the wait list, because it actually is a closed, exclusive pro trading community, and we only have it open for certain times of the year for people to join. The last time we had it open was in June of this year. I do plan to open up the Discord again sometime this year. I haven't determined that date yet. However, if you get on the wait list, you will get priority access, because I do add people in the order that people join the wait list. Okay, and so you can join the wait list, and as soon as we do open up the Discord, you will get priority access. And of course, if anyone is not able to continue their subscription or renew their subscription, then I do move people off the wait list early. I was able to add 1 or 2 people yesterday from the wait list into the Tribal Trades Discord a little bit earlier there. Okay, and of course you can see all the wonderful channels. The Tribal Trades indicator, which I've shown you, that indicator is not free on TradingView. It is a paid indicator, and the only way that you can get access to it is by joining the Tribal Trades Discord, you get that as part of your membership. You don't pay extra for it. It comes with the membership, as well as the life-changing gains trading course, live sessions with me and the rest of the Tribal Trades family 2 to 3 times a week, as well as all the stocks and crypto plays and more, of course. So if you would like to join the Tribal Trades family, get on that wait list, then you'll get that priority access. All right, well, that's all we have time for today. And of course, until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.